Good evening. My name is Pug Blitzer, and welcome to the first pet presidential debate. Before we begin, some rules for our audience. Please hold all barking, hissing, and henpecking until the end of the debate. I understand that you have some strong opinions on this election, but we cannot distract the candidates and the voters. Now, I would like to welcome and introduce our candidates for Pet President of the United States. Mrs. Sassy Barkstein, Mr. Gary Buttons, Mrs. Henny Sanders, Mr. Thunder T. Jump, and Secretary Missy Rin Tin Tintin. Now, a couple of ground rules for our candidates. Please, no alpha dog behaviors, no leg lifting, and absolutely no nipping or scratching. We appreciate you coming out tonight to discuss a very important issue affecting our country and our species, and that issue is food. Pet food has been in the news recently for various recalls, as well as for pet deaths due to contaminated food shipped from China. There has been a movement towards less processed food with fewer byproducts, also raw food, but even that can have its problems like salmonella. I'm going to start with you, Sassy Barkstein. You're running for the Eco Pets Party and have expressed your distrust for conventional food products. Can you speak for a minute about your stance on the issue?
Yes, thank you. I believe we must make high-quality food a higher priority. We must ban GMOs, non-regulated food, and all meat byproducts. I believe the best and healthiest food for dogs is a strictly vegetarian diet. But for those who want to keep meat in their diets, and for cats who are carnivores, I suggest a raw food diet with top dog quality ingredients.
Mr. Gary Buttons. Can I call you Mr. Buttons? Same question to you. I want to claw back government excess, and all the regulations my opponents propose are ridiculous. I want to remove red tape from pet food production. I believe in free trade and free markets, and that consumer purchasing power will sway the market to healthier and less processed food. Raw food may be the cat's meow for some, but in a free market, it will provide choice so that consumers can select the food that suits their taste and lifestyle. Pet food regulation costs the government $50 billion a year, and that just scratches the surface on unnecessary government spending. Mr. Buttons, can you choose one pet food company that you would recommend based on its good record for safety?
I think I'm having a feline crunchies moment. Ha ha ha.
Mrs. Henny Sanders, I know this is of particular interest to the chicken vote. Where do you perch on this issue?
I'm strongly in favor of switching to alternative protein sources like duck and whitefish. We must stop the oppression of the chicken. Chickens deserve equal rights as dogs and cats. Further, I believe in trade with other countries must be well regulated to make sure environmental protections, labor standards, and food safety is preserved. Until that time, we need to focus on bringing pet food manufacturing jobs back to the middle coop America. Chickens need good food to produce their eggs. Dogs need good food to do their jobs as service dogs. And cats need good food too. Well, cats need good food too.
Mr. Jump, what would your policy be on pet food imported from Chinese Cresteds?
I think it would be great if we could get along with the Chinese Cresteds. But they are taking advantage of our weak president, Barky O'Bow and dumping cheap pet food on the market. We need a strong leader who will put American dogs first. I mean, American pets. I love food. Henny and I both love food. She should lay off the grain, though, if you know what I mean. The barnyard animals love me. They know I will do the best for them. By the way, I didn't hear you ask Missy about her cake stealing. There's proof. She's a liar.
I want to remind our candidates that the question was about pet food. Secretary Rin Tintin, what is your position on that issue?
Yes, we must bring the pet food industry back to America to create jobs for the labs, the golden retrievers, but we also need to encourage trade with our allies, the Italian Spamonis, the Mexican Chihuahuas, and the German Shepherds, and make sure that all countries are following high standards of protections for the environment, the workers, and the food safety. I think if done right, a homemade or raw food diet is a great option. But you must also do it safely to prevent salmonella and malnutrition. There's some excellent pet foods on the market, and those are also a great choice. Many of these brands are manufactured right here in America. Mr. Jelm has constantly imported poor quality pet food from the Chinese crested and the black Russian terriers.
Wrong.
And I think he needs to explain that to the American people.
Thank you to all our candidates for Pet President USA. And thanks to our listeners. Tune in next week for debate number 2. And don't forget to follow the news coverage on dogsonthefarm.com, the Dogs on the Farm Twitter page, and Facebook. Remember, early voting has already begun, and you can vote for your candidate by going to dogsonthefarm.com, which has the candidate's stances on important issues and a link to their GoFundMe pages. All proceeds go to the United States War Dogs Association. Thank you very much, and good night.